I'm no tech genius, but I knew if I wanted my business to crush it, I needed a website now. Thankfully, Bluehost made it easy. I customized, optimized, and monetized everything exactly how I wanted with AI. In minutes, my site was up. I couldn't believe it. The search engine tools even helped me get more site visitors. Whatever your passion project is, you can set it up with Bluehost. With their 30-day money-back guarantee, what do you got to lose? Head to Bluehost.com. That's BLUEHOST.com to start now.
You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
Welcome to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you so much for downloading and checking us out this week. Something I'm always very excited about is anytime we get a drop back into our world of Modern City. But this time we're using a different system. In the past, we've used Fate Accelerated. This time we're using Sentinels of the Multiverse, and the story doesn't actually take place in Modern City. Brian, where are we going for this adventure tale?
Where we find ourselves is in the Pacific Northwest, in the city of Ashport. Ashport is something of a very cosmopolitan city, having become something of a refuge for extraterrestrial visitors and refugees and various other people from across the dimensions and whatnot who have come here due to its generally open and welcoming nature. Today we find ourselves at the local Major League Baseball Stadium, Herbert Field, at the site of a concert being put on by the Dukes of Hell. And their main liner, is that Dukius?
Yes.
All right. Do you wish to describe Dukius for us, Rob?
Yes. Dukius is a tall chap with dark red skin, orange eyes, and purplish hair. With two pronghorn horns coming up from his head. Signed up there as the lead singer and guitar, leading the crowd into the mosh pit.
Nice. Okay, I'll say that we're probably halfway through your first set. The crowd seems to be very worked up and reactive and excited. However, about that time, the start feeling a shaking, and the crowd seems to be getting agitated and concerned, and all of a sudden there's a bit of an eruption in the middle of the crowd as the ground flies up and people scatter. From it comes a couple of large monsters and several smaller beings as they seem to be plotting their way towards the civilians. Who jumps into action first?
I guess my character will, in an attempt to get civilians out of harm's way. He was there as Theodore, but he has now turned into his alter ego Tad, so that he can use any kind of powers that he has to get people out of the way. First person he gets out of the way, of course, is the girl who brought him to this rather loud concert. He kept telling her, no, listen, we need to make sure our ears and our hearing are protected. And now he's just like, run, get out of here, get out. You move that way. Go, go, go.
Nice. So, what do you want to do for your first action here, Tad?
What does Tad wear, like a costume?
Well, I was in my civilian persona, so I'm probably just wearing like an Izod t-shirt and some jeans with some penny loafers. I only came because this girl wanted to hear the Dukes of Hell, and I didn't know what to expect. But luckily, I always carry some technology with me, so I can bust out a couple of gadgets really quick. And I think the first thing that I probably want to do is, let's see, where are we at here? We got a bunch of monsters around us, right?
There seems to be a couple of giant monsters, some smaller crawling things, and some flying back-winged things with tentacles that seem to be swooping down and grabbing at people with their tentacly limbs.
Okay, so would these little skitterers be like minions?
Yes. In the mechanical sense, the little crawly things, they're smallish round things with 6 equally spaced legs that end in sharp hooks. Seem to be kind of covered in a rock-like texture.
Okay. Well, then what I'm going to do is, as they get too close to the girl that I came with, I'm going to go ahead and use Throw Minion on one of the skitterers. This ability allows me to attack a minion using my fitness powers. Whatever that minion rolls as a defense attacks another target of your choice. So I'm going to use fitness, but I'm also going to use my close combat because these things are trying to crawl up on us. And then because we're in the green zone, I'm going to roll my green D10 as well, if I'm doing that correctly. So I get a 2, and a 1. I'm rolling super, super high. Ooh. So attack a minion using fitness. My fitness is 2. Whatever the minion rolls as a defense attacks another target of my choice, which would also be another skitterer.
Okay. Well, okay. So it definitely saves with a 6, which is its dice size. But that is going to well into another nearby skitterer, which does not roll the 6 to save. So you didn't get the first one, but you did knock a second one down to a D4.
Nice.
Or wait, no, actually that's... Sorry.
It would kill
Minions
it, right?
are just taken out if they don't save.
Right, okay.
So the D6 one would actually go down to a D4. So you do manage to take one down and weaken another. So with that being your action, who do you wish to pass it off to? You can choose to pass it off to any of your other fellow players, to the scene, or to any of these monster beings here as well.
Oh, man, that's a good... Since I haven't really met any of these other people yet, and I don't know what their dealio is, I think I'm going to pass it off to the scene. Just get that out of the way.
All right. Well, since it's a relatively simple scene, it's just going to mark one step, just still making it within the green zone. And with that, the scene will pass it off to those skitterers. Having then been attacked, they see you as a threat. So there's going to be a number of them crawling your way. So I'm just going to roll 3d6. Each of these are, well, actually 2d6 and a d4. These are separate attacks, if that matters for anything you have. But otherwise, ow. 14 damage.
Yeah, that's not good. I'm going to defend with... I'm going to push a button on my belt, which will put up a temporary force field. So I'm going to be using defensive strike. It's kind of I guess more of a force field, like a shield on my hand. So I'm going to use defend using technology and attack using my min die. So this would be my technology, my gadgets, and my green die is what I'll be rolling. And so I get a 1, a 4, and a 7. Man, I'm just doing great tonight. So I'm going to defend using my 4. Yeah, I'm gonna defend with my 4, and I'm gonna attack with my min die, which is also or is that a 1? Or am I? Yeah, it'd be
That's
a
a
1
1.
I'm attacking with. Yeah. And so am I taking
attack
14 points of damage?
Well, you would be, but it sounds like that this should be kind of an interrupt. So the attack was 4, or is that the defense?
No, the defense was 4. The attack was 1.
So the defense was 4. So actually, you take 10 of that damage.
Ooh.
And do you want to hit a D4 or a D6 minion with that attack?
I'm going to hit a D4 minion.
All right. Now, D4 minions, unlike normal minions, if they do make the save, they are not reduced. So it does stick around.
Ooh. All right, I'm already in the yellow zone.
All right, and who would next be on the scene?
I'll go. So a person she's got somewhat like spiky blue hair and is sitting at a booth with some shady character, and seems to be idly watching, or had been watching the music, but actually been using the loud noise for I guess it's a stadium, not a restaurant or something, but sitting next to someone in like
there are still booths. It just has to be a fancy place.
Yeah, I like it. So yeah, it's like sitting in a box, and like had been making some kind of deal, and turns to the person that she's with and is like, "You might want to hide," and then looks at the skitterers and focuses and makes eye contact with with whatever passes for eyes with one of them briefly, and I'm gonna use dire control to take control of one of them.
Nice. Do you know what gave you this power or this ability?
Yeah, it's just one of the general red powers that I took.
Oh, okay. Actually, you don't necessarily have access to your red powers as of yet.
Oh, right. That's how this works. I forgot that we're not in red because good call. Sorry. New system. Working on it. All right, then let's change that up.
There is an option if you really want to take that power that you can take a major twist in order to use.
Nah. Okay. That's fair. All right, then I'm instead. She's going to, still the you may want to hide and jump up out of the booth, and we will turns into and then she'll rush down, which she just looks like a person like she's gonna run away first, and then comes up to one of the she just rushes in, and then one of the flyers is swooping up under her, and then she jumps up, sprouts wings, and punches it right in the face. As I'm using surprise shift.
Nice.
So it's attack using shapeshifting and use your max die. So what exactly, can you remind me how that works? Because my shapeshifting die is D8.
Okay.
But my max die.
Whenever you're going to be rolling for an action, you're going to choose one power die, one quality die, and the status die that you're currently in, or that the scene's currently in, whichever is worse.
Okay.
And by worse, whichever is closer to red, not necessarily whichever is the lower die.
Gotcha. So I've rolled, and so because my close combat came up as 7, I used that die. Is that what it means by using the max die?
Yep. So the max die is 7, so it cannot make that check, so that flyer is taken out.
Sweet.
And how does Janora appear? Which I know may be a bit of a tricky question given your character, but
No, so she started off. That's cool that you asked that, because that's part of this power. It's surprise shift. So she started off looking like pretty much human. Like kind of gangly, like punk lady with like spiky blue hair and we'll go with like a black, kind of torn shirt and like black jeans and boots. But then as she punches it, she totally transforms into her weird form, which is part of the effective surprise shift. So she now has like a bunch of like tentacles coming out of her that have like weird spikes at the end of it, like kind of like somewhere between like a spiky starfish and an octopus.
Ooh, neat. All right, and what do you want to pass on the next action to, Janora?
It sounded like Rob maybe had something, so I'll pass to the band.
Right.
All right, Rob.
Dukias is going to finally realize that something's going wrong, as he's been thoroughly into his guitar solo, and now realizes the screams are actual danger and not just the typical sounds. It's happened during a concert.
He was doing the Van Halen thing of like turning away from the audience so people wouldn't see his licks.
Yeah, something like that. And going to use I haven't renamed this one yet. I'm just going to use Power Up with my presence. Yeah, boost another hero or one of your boost another hero or one of your minions using presence. Either use your max die or use your mid die and make that bonus persistent. So I'm going to go with presence and leadership.
All right. And who are you boosting?
Let's see. Did Steven, are either the two of you in the air? Or made
I'm
yourself
not a flyer.
like,
I'm on the ground.
Okay.
I mean, I'm the one that stands out the most as trying to help people and direct people. Everyone else is running and screaming with their hands up in the air.
No, I'm in the air. She's like a weird, like floating starfish octopus thing currently.
Okay. Yeah, I will be targeting Sam's character,
Janora.
Gross. 3, a 4, and a 6. Why is my D6 the highest of the 3 dice? Also, boost. What's the ranges for boost?
1 through 3 is +1. 4, 5, 6, 7 is +2. 8 plus is 3.
4, 5, and 6 are the same?
4. Let me just make sure. 4, 5, 6, 7 is actually a +2.
Okay, so 4 and 6 are the same. So I'm going to use my mid die and make that bonus persistent for a +2 bonus to Janora.
Sweet. Right. So is there a place on the sheet that I can add that?
Yes.
No.
I don't think there is. I think that's something that's not there.
Huh. That's a shame.
Yeah, I just have to make a note of that.
All right. Fair enough.
And
how long does that last?
It's persistent,
it's
so basically
persistent.
For the rest of the scene. Yeah.
Cool. Fantastic.
It's persistent but not exclusive? Or is it also
either
exclusive?
Use your max die or use your mid die and make that bonus persistent.
Dang, that's pretty potent. So how does that look exactly?
So basically, Dukias will just catch what's going on, catch her eye, and see how does presence work? Just essentially guide her in a way that should be helpful. How do we flavor presence?
You should
Captain America has presence, so you can just be like, you got this.
Yeah, you grab that microphone and go, flying octopus person.
Yeah, I was going to say, just keep singing. Just sing to her. And like, octopus lady in the sky.
Maybe
I guess that's not bad.
shout some orders to your text to do pyrotechnics and lights to cause interference or help, perhaps, as well.
Who needs techs for pyrotechnics?
I suppose.
like almost everything I've done is built so as I am the sole part of the entertainment. My band is all three of my band members are minions. Like all of the effects are based on powers that I can do. So,
there you go.
Yeah, literally the only thing I need a tech for is sound check.
And Dukaius, who are you going to pass the next turn on to?
We'll pass the turn on to... Who do I have? Everything keeps moving, Brian.
Let's try and
the flyers, the behemoths, or Mexico.
Why is it not? Oh, it's doing the name. Okay, there we go.
Wait, so we got Nexo flyers and behemoths. I'll pass it to the flyers, as that's what I'll basically make Janora aware of.
Okay. Well, I think since Janora is kind of making herself a aerial target, though, some of the flyers who aren't seen to be immediately grabbing the members of the crowd are going to swoop towards her. So one of them is going to attack you for 3 damage. I think one of them will also be attracted by the noise and lights and go towards Dukaius.
Boo.
And take 6 damage.
Ew.
And the remaining one actually is also going to attack Janora, being the aerial target there, for 5.
Well, sweet. I actually get to, I have a reaction because I'm in weird form.
Okay.
So I will, before, well, I guess you already rolled because I'd normally be able to hinder them first. So instead I'm just going to attack them first, I guess, with my single shape-shifting die.
All right. And this is supposed to happen before the attack? Ooh, just a 1 though.
Yeah. I guess I've got a +2 from, but that's still not going to do anything.
All right. Well, we'll still have them roll for the save. They do save, but as minions, they'll drop down a size rather than being taken out of the fight. And so that one drops to a D4.
Cool. And so they rolled a 5 on me. What does that mean for me again?
You'll take 5 damage.
Okay.
And also the 3 from the earlier one. So 8 damage.
Right, so 8 damage, and so I just reduce my current health by that?
Yep. Mm-hmm. And just because I'm kind of curious to see this entrance, I'm going to have the flyers pass it to Nexo.
Okay. So Dukaius is still jamming on stage, right?
Yeah.
Apparently.
He's gonna look over, and there's going to be a guy there on the stage that is not usually there. This person is someone who is strong looking, but not like ripped. And you can tell because he's not wearing a shirt. He is wearing tights, like purple tights with a red kind of Superman underwear outside, purple bracers, a red cape, and a wrestler's mask that is purple with red around the eyes and a stylized X in the center of his forehead. Also, his eyes are like completely pupilless white. He is standing there with his arms crossed, looking at Dukaius and says, "Is this your doing?"
Dukaius just gives him a quizzical look, shakes his head, and continues rocking.
All right. He says, "We will have words," and then falls backwards and disappears as he would basically hit the stage with his back. And then a hole in space-time opens and he falls through it. And basically he's going to try to land on one of the big ones And essentially, do these things have like arms or necks or anything like that?
Basically, what these are is mostly just a large spherical bulbous main body, no seeming real face or eyes. There is a radial mouth at the front and two big forearm with several claws, no other limbs.
Okay.
And
So you said they have 4 arms with claws?
4 arms, front limbs, 2 front limbs. Okay,
gotcha. All right. So yeah, in that case, a portal is going to open, and Nexa will fly out, like downward, and he will hook his arm into the critter's forelimb and basically try to flip it over with the force of falling through. And I will use my displacement assault. So attack using strength. Either hinder your target with your min die or move them somewhere else in the scene. So strength, I'm going to use close combat if that's okay. And then we're still in the green, right? Yeah. Yep. 8, 7, and 7.
All right. Well, these guys are big, and as they are also tough and have a rock-like hide, they do get a bonus to their saves. But we'll see. So, sorry, what was the ability?
So I'm going to hinder them with my min die. So normal hit with my mid die, and then hinder with my min die.
Oh, so you actually give them a -2 hindrance. And you hit with the 7?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, they could have made a 7, but they did not, so one of the behemoths does take a powerful slam to the ground and is reduced to a D6. And with that, as they are the last to go, they will go now. So after you power slam one, the other one...
Slam a jam one?
Yes. The other one's going to slither up behind you and try to take a swing at you.
Okay.
Actually, they'll both the one that you just slammed will also kind of roll over and swing out with its claws. So basically 2 separate D8 attacks coming your way for 6 damage.
Okay.
And with that, it'll be the top of the round. And we'll have the behemoths, I think, pass it off to the skitterers as they leap at you with their claw-like appendages and try to bite you with similar radial mouths on their underside. So one of those...
Were they attacking me?
One will be attacking you, Nexo.
Okay.
And I forgot to... They intended to have them have a bonus to attacks, so 5 damage to you.
Okay.
We'll have one attack Tad again, seeing as how he made himself a threat to them specifically earlier. And we will then...
So one second. So I have an ability that says when you take damage that would change your zone, and this would change my zone.
All right.
Defends against that damage by rolling your single otherworldly mythos die. So this is my extrasensory awareness power or ability.
Oh, neat.
Okay, so
and you roll an 8.
I roll an 8. So do I negate all of that?
Yes, you negate that full hit.
Okay. Haha. Cape Flourish.
And I think we'll have the last one also lunge at Nexo as well. Oop.
Now, does everybody get a chance to defend or no?
You get one reaction basically every turn.
Like every full round? Or every turn?
I'll have
Every
to
full
double-check
round.
that. Okay, so
I
it
just
does
looked that up.
at the start of the round it refreshes. It's not when you go.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, good to know. I was gonna make a ruling the other way, but it's nice to have the official. So 5 to Nexo.
That'll draw me to the yellow.
And actually, I think I'll go ahead and then have the skitterers pass it to the scene, just to tick it up officially to the yellow for everyone. If you're not in the red, which I don't think anyone would be.
I'm pretty close.
Oh no. Okay then.
Yeah.
It
I think
goes
with
to
that,
the next zone as soon as the scene thing hits.
yeah. As soon as all the marks of that zone are marked off, then you're out of that zone.
Okay.
So can you still use greens, or now it's only yellows?
You can still
No,
use
you can
greens,
use-
but this also unlocks yellow abilities for you as well.
Gotcha.
And if your green zone die is better, then it would force you to have to use the yellow zone die of your status. But
Sure.
otherwise, yeah.
Cute.
All right. But so yep, as things escalate, you dig down more and have more options available to you generally as heroes. And I think I will, instead of piling on with more enemies, I will give a little bit of a reprieve to the heroes, and I think I'm going to pass it back to Tad now.
All right. So boosts are added to all of my die if I have like a persistent and an exclusive boost. Does that apply to all of my dice rolls, or how does the boost work?
It will apply to one die of the roll. So basically, if you're choosing an ability that uses multiple dice, you can choose which one it goes to after you determine which die you're going to apply to which action.
Okay. All right. So I probably should have used that at the very first. But considering that I have a bunch of skitterers around me, I think I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and try to throw another minion again. I still feel fairly fit. But I think this time, since I have my little shield still active, I think I'm going to see if I can't use that to leverage one of these skitterers into taking some damage and also damaging one of his other peoples. So I'm going to be using again throw minion. And let's see, whatever the minion rolls as a defense attacks another target of your choice, which would be another skitterer.
Oh, so just attacking with the mid die as usual?
I believe so. It says that, yeah.
I'm sorry, were you attacking a D6 or D4 minion?
Let's try to wipe out the D4 minion.
All right.
And my fitness is a 5, so.
Well, it will definitely miss the save and do 2 damage to you swinging it at one of the other skitterers?
Yes.
All right. So one of the other skitters who are both still at D6 does save. So that will kill the D4 and knock down the D6 to a D4. And who you going to pass it to, Tad?
I think we need to keep it as the hero, so I'll see that flying octopus up in the sky and go, hey, a little help would be appreciated if you can. So, Janora.
Cool. Then the you feel, even though it doesn't have any very clear face, the creature's attention on you, and then actually echoing the minds of all of the heroes, you hear, yes, let us unite and defend these lovers of music. And I will use Alien Boost. So roll that with my so that lets me, I use my max and my mid die to boost all nearby allies. So then I also have the +2 still from Rob. So I think, what is the boost table again? It's going to be pretty good, though.
So you're using max and mid?
Yes.
So with 14, that's 12 plus, so that is a +4 bonus.
Sweet. And then I hinder myself with the min die, which is a 2. So it's going to be a -1.
-1.
Unless does my +2 apply to that die as well?
If memory serves, the bonus applies to one die of your choice, right, Brian?
Oh, perfect.
Oh, that's true. Yes. So
It's been a couple years since we played those. So.
Yeah, I know, right? But the min plus mid is still going to be 12 plus, so the max plus mid is still going to be 12 plus. So everyone gets the +4 boost, and I get a -1 hinder as I strain myself with the power of my own telepathy.
And is that when does that expire?
That is a wonderful question. It doesn't say.
Does it say it's persistent or no?
Let me take a look back at Alien Boost. It does not say it's persistent.
Okay,
it
so
just
going to
says
be
boost all your by allies using power. Use your max plus mid die. Hinder yourself with your min die. So that means I guess just at last for the turn.
Yeah, it's just a one use boost.
Okay, cool. And I guess also a 1 die penalty for me as well.
Yep. And
cool.
So -1 to your next action.
Great.
Or next
Thank you for the help.
And who are you going to pass it to, Janora?
Well, I should probably pass it to something bad. Otherwise, they're going to all pile on to us. So let's pass to the skitterers.
Skitterers have already gone.
Oh, they already went? Okay. Well, then I retract everything, and we'll pass it to Rob.
Okay.
Yeah, mosh pit time. I'm going to use that ability there. I'm going to yell about everybody being ready. Major strum, and then I'm going to boost Nexo. Seems reasonable at this point. They're using electricity. So I'm going to use electricity, creativity, and we'll see how the roll goes to figure out exactly what this looks like. Why?
Hey, that's
you do have a
2 hit points
floating
for me,
+2. Or
plus
what
4,
was Sam's bonus?
Yeah, +4.
+4.
+4. Yep.
So the bonus applies before something is determined to be the min, max, or mid die, correct?
No, basically you decide the dice and then apply the bonus to which of those outcomes, basically.
Okay. Then
Wacky.
the D8 that's a 2 is going to be my min die, because me and nearby heroes in the yellow and red zones recover health equal to my min die. So electricity is going to crackle up from the stage, or from me, pass over the stage, pass over everybody, and then give Nexo a... See, you're a...
With a 5, that'd be a +2.
Yeah, give Nexo a +2 bonus, and then I'm going to put the +4 bonus on the min die, so everybody can heal 6.
The only one that's in the yellow and red zones.
Right, which is...
Aren't we all in the yellow? Yeah, because of the environment.
No,
yeah, but
this
I was
would be
like...
a personal zone.
Oh. Gotcha.
Oh!
No, that really helped, Rob. Thank you.
I mean, it heals me too, so...
Okay.
How much? 6?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still going to do the +4 there.
Okay.
Yeah, and you get an electric weapon of your choice.
An electric weapon?
Yeah, for the boost.
A weapon forms out of electricity.
Let's say that what happens is I am electrified, and one of the steel chairs that were lining the stage for like security to like set things down on flies into my hands through magnetism.
I love it.
Sweet.
Works for me.
So you got an electrified steel chair.
Yep.
Let's hope the ref isn't looking. But all right, and who are you gonna pass it to there, Ducaius?
Oh, I feel like I should probably pass it to the. I really want to pass it to Nexo, but I feel like that's a bad plan because that's going to end up with like 3 bad guy turns in a row.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pass it to the behemoths.
Okay. So with that, the behemoths, I think, are going to target the 2 heroes that are in the fray here. First one with the D8 is going to target Nexo. Wow, with 8 damage.
Okay. I might have a reaction to this.
All right.
Yeah, I'll use mobile dodge. It's one of my yellow abilities. When you are hit with an attack, you may take 1 irreducible damage to have the attacker reroll their dice pool.
Okay. Fair enough. Although I think you already used your reaction this turn because the skitters went at the start. You responded to them.
Okay. Yep. Okay, all right. Sure. I'll take the 8 then.
Okay. Otherwise, the D6 is then going to chomp towards Chad and swing out with its clawed arms. Oh, and also roll max damage for a D6.
Thank goodness I'm Tad and not Chad. Poor Chad.
Sorry, Tad takes 6 damage.
Wow, just
all right,
getting
still
rid
in
of
the
all
yellow.
my healing
Still in the yellow.
immediately.
Yes, got rid of all your healing, but at least I'm still in the yellow.
Hey, man, would you rather them take that 6 damage without the 6 healing?
Oh, I know, right? I'd be dead already.
How do you have so little HP?
I'm a weakling.
We might have to double check the math later, but I don't think he had any qualifying qualities or powers was the main issue.
Yep, exactly.
Oof.
And so, therefore, the behemoths will pass it to Nexo.
So yeah, I got Nexo gets. We'll say he gets like pinned to the stage by one of the behemoths, and he is so a tear in space is going to appear behind him, and then he is going to appear behind the behemoth, electrified steel chair raised, and then just slap him real hard with it.
All right.
And I will use a Bizarre Strike. Attack using teleportation. Use your max die. Hinder the target with your mid die. Hinder yourself with your min die. So that'll be teleportation. We'll do close combat again. And we're in the yellow. So, and then I don't determine what my bonuses go to until after this, right?
That's correct.
Okay. 9, 5, and 4.
Nice.
All right.
So since I'm using my max to attack, I'm guessing it literally can't roll a 9. Oh no, it does. It has a bonus, right?
It does.
It could potentially roll a 9.
Yeah.
So I'll put the 2. So we're attacking the D8 one, yeah. I'll put the 2 on that. So it'll be an 11. And then I will hinder it with my mid die, and I'll put the +4 bonus on that. Is that how that works? So that'll become a 9. And then I'll hinder it myself with a 4.
All right. And so you'll have a -2 floating.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what's coming at the behemoth?
9, 10, 11.
All right. And this is swinging at the D8?
Yep. Because I think the D8's the one that swung at me. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. But all right, so we'll go ahead and just roll for the sake of rolling, and surprisingly, he does not make that save. So he will drop to a D6. Actually,
What's the one that wipes him out completely?
let me double check that, because he did actually do double what his save was. Does that wipe him out completely, possibly, or does that just... Let me double check.
Knock him down twice?
Yeah. If Lieutenant has ever dealt damage equal to greater than double their size of their die, so
Yeah.
it was a die.
No, not quite. But
Not
good
quite.
to know, because maybe... No, I couldn't quite get to that.
Well, maybe
Nope,
if you
not
would have...
Yeah, if I'd rolled higher, I could have. Yeah.
D6.
You were
Yeah.
1 point off.
Yep.
Yeah. So what else was happening?
So also that guy is being hindered with a 9.
Oh, okay. I got a little icon on him, but do try to remind me.
Okay.
And so, that the end of your turn, Nexo?
That is the end of my turn. Nexo will smack that guy with a chair pretty hard, and then he'll narrow his eyes and look up at the flyers.
Yes, as the flyers then sweep down, and they're actually going to be doing a series of hindering actions on the 3 that seem to be largely engaged in the fray. So I'm going to go with the D4 with a +1 to its hindering actions for its graspy tendrils at Tad.
No!
Max, so you'll be at a -2 to your next roll.
All right, and I'm down 5, and I'm down 5 health.
Well, no, it's not an attack. They're hindering.
Oh no,
you.
that's just a hinder. Okay.
Yep. They're penalizing you. So basically, they're
You said it was a minus what?
with their -2.
You said it was a -2. Okay.
And one's going to try to wrap up Janora similarly. Roll a 4, so also a -2 to you.
All right. Well, before the attack, she'll lash out with one of her tentacles and attempt to attack it, still using weird form.
They aren't doing an attack. Does that still apply? They're doing
that's
a
a good
hinder
question.
action.
Let me take a look. Probably not then. Yeah, let me take a look. Yeah, it's attack you. Never mind. Ignore me.
Fair enough. And last one to Nexo. Going to try to grapple the grappler. And roll a 5, so also a -2. So -2 all around to the heroes, except for Mr. Bard staying out of the fray.
So I already had a -2. Is that a separate -2, or is that now a -4?
It's going to be effectively a -4, I believe.
Okay.
I will double check that specific ruling later, but I'm just going to say a -4 at this time.
Yeah, we'll check it when I go.
Well, actually, I'm going to say it's going to be a -2 that's going to apply to the 2 -2s that's going to apply to the next roll. So depending on if you do multiple actions with one roll, it can be split, but otherwise it'll apply to whatever your next
so
roll
it
is.
either doubles up on the mid die, or it applies separately if it's like a multi-action thing.
Yeah, and I will determine where to put that depending on.
Okay, all right, cool. Sounds good.
And so the Flyers now completing that and ending the turn. I think right off the bat we'll just toss it to the scene just to get that marked and out of the way as civilians are starting to get grabbed and dragged down into the hole that was made by the big beasts. And gonna pass that back over, we'll say, to the behemoths, and we'll have them I think also attack Nexo and Tad. First Nexo.
I remember one of them's hindered.
Fair enough. And since that's the one that you specifically been focusing on, we'll say that you're the one that gets 0 to an attack towards you.
Haha.
And Tad, will take 6 damage, barring any response.
Yeah, no, I'm in the red zone.
Oh, dang. And I think, given that, I will then pass it to you to let you response and return as a normal action.
Man, okay, I'm just going to have to use my impenetrable defense here. I'm going to defend using absorption with my rugged, tough skin, with max and mid die against all attacks against you until my next turn. I'm also going to use medicine as my quality on this.
All right, how exactly does this look when you do it?
It says, okay, so I'm using medicine, right? So I'm just going to pop a pill, and you're just going to see my skin kind of ripple really quickly and get really rock hard steel, which, yeah, that's what it looks like. And okay, so this is my max and mid die against all attacks. So it's a 12 against all attacks against me until my next turn.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Nice.
But let's see. I've got a -2 penalty. So I guess that's only a 10. So I guess that's a 10 total, right? So
yeah, I still think
10.
that'll pretty much make you invincible to all attacks here for the next round.
Well, I'm going to need it, so. So that's my action. I will throw it back to Janora and say it's up to you.
Cool. She's like, so in your head you hear, so it is serious now. And the starfish will start warping and turn into a towering, weird, like basically like humanoid figure that looks like it's made out of like a nebula, like it's like there's stars in it, but it's giant. So like it, her head is just touching the top of the stadium ceiling, and just reaches giant hands and just starts swatting at all of the enemies. So I will be using my towering form. But I do have a total of -3 penalty from things. But I'm using so attack multiple targets using shapeshifting. I'm not clear on how many multiple targets gets.
Well, I think given the situation, I'll pretty much let this be unilaterally across the board to all enemies.
Sweet.
So still the mid die.
It doesn't say. Again, it says just attack multiple targets using shapeshifting, so I guess...
If it doesn't say, it's the mid die.
Okay, cool. Then the mid die, so that'll be actually 4 because I've got the penalty.
All right, well, I'll first have the behemoths check for save. 1 does, 1 does not. So one of them gets crushed pretty good. Then I will check the skitterers, first the D4, and it is squished. And then the D6. Also, so skitterers are gone.
Yay.
And the flyers. D4 fails. First D6 would save. So that only drops to a D4. And the last D6 does not save and is taken out. So that leaves only a D4 flyer and the 2 behemoths. Skitterers are gone. All right. And with that, Janora, who are you going to pass it to?
I'll go ahead and pass it to the flyers then.
All right. With the last flyer, basically it's going to try to, having previously wrapped you up and taken a good wallop, just going to try to crush you with its tentacles with no seeming sense of self-preservation.
Is that an attack?
Yep. Rolling a 3 at you.
Then I'm going to first counterattack it.
Okay.
So Oh, I guess I'm not in weird form anymore. But I'll use evasive maneuvers. So she because she's like a weird cloud thing, just kind of like flies almost outside of it. So I will defend myself.
All right. Yeah, that fully avoids the blow, effectively, as he just missed away from it.
Sweet.
And or he could just get too large for it to really crush. And I think with that, I'm going to give it to Dukaius to see what he'll come up with next.
We're gonna. So Tad is looking pretty bruised and beaten, right?
But he's also looking super buff right now.
Yeah. Like he's not gonna take a ton of damage, but he could still use the ability to not have to take a ton of damage again, or to be able to handle some more damage. So I'm gonna use Mosh Pit again. Except this time I'm going to use leadership instead of creativity, and since Nexo is the only one who hasn't acted this round, I'm going to boost him once more and guide him on taking out one of the behemoths with electricity, leadership, and yeah. Do I have any bonuses or hindrances right now?
You should have that floating +4.
Yeah, if you haven't used that yet from me.
I used that to heal
Okay.
Steven last turn. Which is disappointing because that means there's only one heal to everybody who's in yellow or red. But
so I get one heal.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I guess it'd be the boost +1 to Nexo. Because that's the 2. Because it'd be the mid die, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So +1. Yep.
Yeah. My rolls have been disappointing.
All right, and with that, it goes to Nexo for the.
Yep. Pass on to Nexo.
Nexo will we'll say the electricity sort of like focuses around Nexo. Yep. So basically, he's going to create a rift, fall through it, then 2 rifts are going to open, and 2 Nexos are going to fall out of it, and they're basically going to try a flying, another like sort of flying arm bar at the behemoths, trying to crash them both together onto the lightning. This is going to be Aura of Pain, attack multiple targets using duplication, then take irreducible damage equal to the number of targets hit.
Okay,
so
we are doing like a -4 here, huh?
I'm doing a -4 with a +1.
Oh, okay.
So we'll use duplication, close combat, and my yellow die. And then roll it and see what happens.
All right.
5, 4, and
combat. 1. Yep. So your mid die would be a 4.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, effectively, a 1 attack to the behemoths.
Yep. Which
so
they're probably going to be able to, like, they literally can't fail that.
Nope.
Okay.
So
I'll take 2 damage then.
Roll it. Well, no, actually, is it say to the target's hit? Because technically, then that would not hit either of them.
Attack multiple targets, then take irreducible damage equal to the number of targets hit. So.
Yeah, so it doesn't say targets attacked. Since neither of them actually.
Okay, all right. Okay,
yeah.
All right.
And I may be wrong on that ruling, but that's what I'll go with here.
Okay.
But otherwise, you are the last one to go, so you can pass it now to anyone or anything.
Okay. Let's
than yourself.
Pass it.
I can try and boost everybody before we
take
more attacks.
Yeah, let's pass it to Dukias.
All right, let's rock. That's literally my power. Boost or hinder using presence and apply that mod to multiple close targets. So I'm going to use presence and I'm going to use otherworldly mythos. Basically giving a general idea of how to deal with these things that we've been dealing with to presumably everybody, because we've been playing it as everybody's close, right?
Yeah, I haven't broken this up into several areas. I mean, this is over a big stadium, so, scale's a little funny, but otherwise, I'm just considering everyone more or less in the same zone, quote unquote.
Yeah.
All right, then presence, mythos, and yellow. Oh, I guess my mid die would be a 4 then. So that'd be a +2 to everybody?
That would be.
All right. And I'll pass it on to Janora as I give her the last instructions on how to take out whatever thing she wants to take out.
Sweet. Do you have specific instructions, or should I just make those up?
These guys have a
Your
weird
call.
gland under their wings.
She'll turn her giant, weird, nebula head and nod, but kind of like nodding to the rhythm of his music, and put her hands up on the remaining behemoths and flyers and squeeze them in just the right place to try to crush them. As I will use that same power again of Nebula Titan. Plus the 2 from him, so 6.
Okay, so 6 attack to everything?
Correct.
All right, we'll have the healthier behemoth try to save 4. It does not, so it will drop to a 4. We'll see what the other one does here. You say it's a 6 at them?
Correct.
So neither of them save. So that leaves a D4 behemoth as D4, previous D4 1 drops out and the new one drops to a D4. And now the D4 flyer also does not save. So the last flyer is squished, leaving just the D4 behemoth. And who do you wish to pass it to, Janora?
I will pass it to Tad.
Wait, don't pass it to Tad. Tad needs to go last so things can attack him.
Oh, right.
Well, but
And he gets to flex. He needs to flex his steel body.
I do have
point.
I do have 2 bonuses on this guy that only has a 4.
All right. Well, do you want to squish him then?
I'll try. Sure. I'll use my precision strike. I'll use close combat. Ignore other penalties on this attack. Ignore any defend actions. And it cannot be affected by reactions. So I'm going to use my close combat and I'm going to use my absorption powers. And then, so my mid die is a 6. I'm going to throw my +4 onto that and make it a 10.
Yeah, and it cannot conceivably save. I will go ahead and just do the roll just for bookkeeping. I don't know if it ever matters, but sometimes it can. So no, it rolls a 1 with a +1, so it does not save, and you take it out. How does that attack look? How is absorption
You just see
done?
Tad, basically taking a cue from Nexo. You see Tad take a running jump, leap off the back of one of the folding chairs as he goes flying up in the air, and he's like, ah, and gets right up to the face of the behemoth. You said it has eyes or no eyes?
No eyes.
Oh, okay.
Weird eyeless.
Does it have nose?
Nope. It just has a
Mouth?
big old radio maw and
Okay, he's going to grab it. He's going to grab it by its lower lip and just pull it straight down and head slam it right into the ground.
All right. And with that, it drops limp. And that's pretty much the end of that encounter. So there you all are.
I kind of like this rock and roll music.
So
Yes,
what's the
music is excellent for battle. Why are there monsters?
what is the status of the hole these guys came out of?
It seems to be kind of crumbling away now. It's still pretty much there. But
Did they manage to get any civilians down there?
We'll say that yes, since no one did take any particular action.
No one tried to save them. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. We'll say that civilians did get dragged away by a few of the creatures that weren't directly engaging and have since scurried off down the crevasse.
Okay. And it's like collapsing.
Yes.
Okay. Nexa will like kneel down to analyze, any remains.
I'd say give me basically an overcome action and tell me what you use to try to get information from these or determine what kind of creatures these would be.
Okay. I'll use my awareness power, my otherworldly mythos quality. And am I still in the yellow with health?
Yeah, we'll just go with whatever your health is since we're basically out of the...
Pretty low. 1, 2, 2, 2, and 1.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that, you're not really able to really determine anything from this. Basically, what you feel is that these do not actually seem to be otherworldly in a dimensional sense in any way. They do actually seem to be fully organic, functioning creatures,
Sure.
If just not, typical.
Okay.
Rather than giving you any twists, we'll just count that as a failure.
Okay.
Are any of these creatures still alive that are still on the surface?
You can say that you could probably find one that's just stunned or unconscious, but otherwise alive.
Cool. So Janora will shrink down and into like a humanoid form. And she's got like kind of like the spiky hair is actually, it turns out, like more like little crystals on her head, and she's got like blue kind of crystalline eyes and blue skin, and she will reach out and like touch one of the unconscious things, and I will try to use telepathy to learn more about it.
Interesting. All right, yeah, go ahead and give me a overcome roll as well, using your choice and describing how they apply.
Cool. Yeah,
So
I'm just going to use telepathy, alertness, and my yellow die for trying to pry around in this thing's weird mind. So my mid is a 5.
All right, so that would be technically either a failure or a success with a minor twist. Is there any particular twist you would want to use from your principles? Or actually, do any of your principles apply here that you'd be able to use your max die for that matter?
Oh, that's a good question. So I have, my principles are principles of the underworld, so I don't know if these things are related to the criminal underworld at all. Otherwise, principle of future, which is I have knowledge of possible futures. So maybe that one?
I'm going to say actually no. Unfortunately, neither of those really seem to apply here. Do not fall into your knowledge purview of those particular principles.
But I'd be fine with taking a minor twist if it was, say, like, I get weird feedback, like mental feedback from this thing.
Okay, let's see. For minor twist, we'll say that you get some weird feedback as basically you get backlash, a memory of basically pain and anger that assaults you. And we will go ahead and say for basically the rest of this session that your telepathy power die, go ahead and reduce that by 1 die size.
Okay. But do I learn anything?
Yeah, basically, you through these flashes of pain, you basically see what seems to be some being or creature that seems to be looking at and operating upon the creature whose memories you're reading. You're not quite sure how it senses what this being looks like, but it does seem to be an not human being. But you can tell that, these seem to be something that was altered and experimented with and put through all sorts of modifications, basically, to make it as it was. You don't get any real thought of intelligence or anything at all within the creature. So basically just base animalistic impressions of pain and anger, and that these seem to be some sort of modified animalistic beings.
And you said the person or the thing doing the experimenting wasn't human?
No, it seems to be appears as a sort of kind of a bat-like creature with long, spindly arms that kind of tend to go up and out before coming down, and long, thin, three-fingered hands that seems to be doing these experimentations.
Anything I recognize?
We'll say, since you went ahead and take the twist, you do recognize this being as, you don't recognize the individual, but you do know that they are an alien species of a Grishamite. You know that they tend to be underground dwellers who largely abhor surface and well-lit planets. And you just they're largely underground beings and societies of the like.
So she'll come away from the thing, say, there's a Grishamite down there. It's experimenting on these things.
A space alien?
She nods. Bat-like. This
That
isn't
is
a
out
good
of
planet
my,
for them.
Oh, why not?
Too much sun.
Interesting.
Why is it here?
Better than some places, I suppose. Hello,
guess
I am Janora, by the way.
Nexo will extend a hand. Nexo, former guardian of the Crossroads of Dimensions.
She will shake it. You can call me the Visitor. That is my superhero persona.
Very well. Nexo will look over at Tad.
Hi, I'm Theo, Dr. Devereaux, but you can call me Tad.
Did Tad display any? I guess he turned to steel there at the end. Did he display any actual superpowers?
No, mostly gadgetry.
Okay. Nexo will clap him on the shoulder and say, "You comported yourself very bravely out there."
Oh, thank you very much. I do what I can to help others.
Yes. Are you an inventor?
No, I'm a doctor, medical doctor. So, healing people, working on people, making sure that they're being taken care of. I know it didn't look like I was doing much here, but I've got some things that might help if we decide to go after these creatures.
That is very useful.
Everybody slowly.
We should go after those creatures, or the people they captured will be also experimented on in all likelihood.
Yeah, that is my concern. Yeah, everybody turns towards Ducaius. That's an excellent costume, by the way. I love the prosthetic horns and everything.
Right. Here, how about we discuss this backstage? We can see what our plan is going forward.
I've never been backstage of a concert. I hear it is exciting. Though probably more exciting when this music is happening. Show me.
All right, follow me. And I'll lead them to whatever would be backstage for a stadium.
Yeah,
I mean,
backstage.
presumably they built a stage, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
there would be a backstage area.
Yeah, there's probably some, if nothing else, like
Like a green room.
Yeah. Basically, they probably have like locker rooms or whatnot that they may, or probably have some office that they converted to.
Yeah, there'd be somewhere
green.
that they could actually give a privacy.
Give your writers or whatnot.
Yeah.
Accommodations.
Only
Right.
red M&Ms.
Yes.
Tad is got his phone out and keeps dialing somebody and he doesn't get anything. He hangs up. He dials again. Nothing there. I was here with this girl. She's the one that really wanted to come and see the Dukes of Hell. But when all those creatures showed up, I tried to get her out of there, but I can't get a hold of her now.
Well, hopefully she is okay. I admit that I got caught up fighting those creatures, and they seem to have pulled a few people underground.
Oh, no. I dial again. Goes directly to voicemail. Oh, I hope she was not one of those taken.
If she was, we will rescue your mate.
Well, she's not really my mate. This really was a first date.
Ah, prospective mate then.
Sure. Tad's face gets really red.
Yes, the mating color.
Yeah. Tad pulls at his collar. Yeah, the mating color.
Well, if these creatures are native to Earth's underground and it is a space alien that is manipulating them, I suppose that lets you off the hook, Ducaius.
Why would he be on the hook?
Ducaius is...
Don't worry about it. It's not my fault. Why would I attack my own concert?
Well, I didn't mean that you would have attacked your own concert. I meant that you attracted something that then attacked your concert.
Yeah, it's fair. But yeah, no, these things are technically native.
Well, there is still the question of why they attacked now. Perhaps it is bad luck, but perhaps they were attracted to the sound. Or perhaps you have an enemy. Or perhaps they simply knew there would be many people here and were searching for experimental subjects. And our presence was a coincidence.
That is possible.
Should we pursue immediately, or should we try to learn more information about the perpetrator of this?
If you have any leads, again, space aliens are not necessarily something I'm that familiar with, although I have met some, because some species are able to move across dimensions as well. But if you know any groups that would know this Grishamite, perhaps that would be the best place to investigate.
Yes, I can possibly investigate to see how involved he is with the affairs on the surface, or how involved he is with the affairs of others who go below the surface.
Very well. I am involving myself in this. If the rest of you wish to clear out, that would be understandable. Clearly, these creatures are very dangerous.
Hey, look, if they've got my date, then I probably ought to make sure she's okay. So I guess I'm in.
They attacked my fans. Besides, you don't end up in the hero gig and not go after something like this.
Right. Oh, very well then. Let us find the visitor's contact.
Okay, it sounds like we're going to go and find the visitor's contact. Maybe it's an organization, maybe it's a person. We don't know. But I think that is a good place to take a break this week and come back next time and find out where our thrown together team of heroes lands next. Maybe it'll be another battle. Maybe it'll be another investigative part. Who knows? It's all part of the Sentinels of the Multiverse role-playing games. What's the actual name of the game? It's like Sentinels something. It's not Sentinels of the Multiverse.
The Sentinel Comics role-playing game.
Okay. Sentinel Comics role-playing game. There you go. You can go find it over at DriveThruRPG or at GameStar stores all over the place. And until next time, here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2022 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.
You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.